How y'all doing? That's Matt from Can I Play It. Just want to do a really quick kind of rant thing. Sorry to get myself in the position with the camera. It's about 2:30 in the morning where I live. I was just playing Dynasty Warriors to get myself ready for. Sorry, I'm having to do this like I don't have a desk or anything in the room. I live in our family room right now until I can get my old room back. Um, so I'm having like laptop on the bed. I'm sitting on a bar stool, so I apologize for the angle of the camera if it keeps bouncing or anything. Sorry. Um, but pretty much this is about Dynasty Warriors, and I mentioned this in the Asura's Wrath video. How I was gonna make a Dynasty Warriors 7 video. I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to. The only reason I even am talking about this is because I decided I would go back and play Dynasty Warriors to get myself back to where I usually am, which is I don't die, like ever. Like I played Warriors Orichi 3, which is a mixture of Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors. It's like the mixture of two different. It's weird because Samurai Warriors takes place in Japan, Dynasty Warriors takes place in China. It's merge. Anyways, so I decided I would go back and play Dynasty Warriors 6 because I haven't beaten that one. I haven't beaten Dynasty Warriors 6. I've beaten 3, 1. I've beaten 1, 3. Never played 4, 5, or 2. I don't know. I didn't even. I didn't make it. Alright, well, obviously made the second one. I've never seen it anywhere. 4 and 5 seemed like they would just ruin 3 for me. 7 is beautiful, and 6 is a monstrosity. And I'm going to explain why. So in 7 gets it fucking nail on the head. I thought 3 was perfect, and then I played 7, and 7 just blows out of the fucking water. I get it, it's time differences. Dynasty Warriors 7 came out in like 2009, maybe? And Dynasty Warriors 3 came out on PlayStation 2, so that's probably roughly around 2002, maybe? I got no clue. I don't know when it came out. All I know is I used to play the shit out of it, and I don't think my disc even works anymore because of how much I played it. But the thing that pissed me off about Dynasty Warriors 6 that I realized after playing 7 was that they messed everything up. The just complexity in Dynasty Warriors, having to go through and look throughout history and find all these names and then set them up in these battles where they died, they either ran away, their strategies worked a certain way, they used certain strategies to help themselves, to win battles. The creators of this game had to go back and look through all these textbooks and through all these historical artifacts, all these sorts of these things, get these names right, get them spelled correctly, get them pronounced correctly, all of that. 6 disappoints me because the weapons are wrong, the fucking animation on the characters is all off. Like there's a character named Zhu Huang, and his thing in Dynasty Warriors 3 that I remember, he had this giant fucking axe. Now I mean giant, like the motherfucker was like 9 feet tall, but like it might as well have been a staff, but it's got a fucking axe head on top of it. And the other things they messed up was Xiaodun and Javan. Is it Xiaodun? I have to play it again because the pronunciations are all off for me. I used to freak out my brothers because I could pronounce all these Chinese names, and they were like, "How the fuck can you do this?" I don't know. Listen, Zhao Dun, which he usually has this giant fucking scimitar, has a sword, just a regular sword. Now it's bullshit. Like they changed everything. Wei Yan has a double-ended spear, which there's usually a name for that. Can't really think of it right now. Don't really want to think about it. It's 2:30 in the morning. Fuck off. Look it up yourself. He's given a club. A fucking club. The motherfucker's a savage. How the hell did he get it? I mean, well, obviously the club would make more sense, but not that. I mean, it's not like a traditional club, fucking man of, wood. No, it's like this giant fucking barrel ass, Zhao Ye shit. Zhao Ye is a big fat guy that has like a cannonball attached to a stick for a weapon. Pretty badass, to be honest with you. But there's that, and then they do a storyline where they don't go anywhere into. I don't think I haven't beaten it still, but I don't think they even go into the Simas, which Dynasty Warrior 7 did, and I didn't even know about the Simas until a few years ago. And I was like, well, shit, Dynasty Warriors, you left all that shit out. And then I played Dynasty Warrior 7, and it has the entire Sima Dynasty start to finish in that bitch. And I was like, yes! Which I don't know if you guys know this, but the Sima Dynasty was the very, well, not the Sima Dynasty, it was the rule of the Sima clan was the very last of the Han Dynasty. So, yeah. Pretty big deal, pretty powerful family. It started off with Sima Yi, who was Cao Cao's right-hand man and strategist, who killed Cao Cao. Yeah, in other words, don't trust anyone who's supposed to be making war strategies for you. Usually they're not friendly. Google. There's other things like in the previous games they would just either make up names or they would have names of lieutenants that were in battle with these certain generals. And in this one they just have lieutenant, corporal. They were trying to be way too specific for the knowledge base that they had. Yes, they had lieutenants. Yes, they had corporals. Probably we got it. Yeah, it's a regular army. Okay, you don't have to mention that. The other games had it to where if you killed the general, anyone that was under their command left. Why? Because their fucking general just died. Yeah, I'm outie. Later. I mean, well, nowadays it'd be, oh, the general's dead? Oh, well, I guess what I was is, just keep fucking shooting. Alright? Well, I mean, that honor. No, I think we don't have honor now, but like that a whole different system. Just fuck it. I should not be up right now. I have work at like 11 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be fine. What I was supposed to say that I needed to talk about? It's mainly just like you should have heard me when I got this and I played it, because I ranted about these weapons for like ever. There are certain characters, Zhao Yu, Zhao Liang, Liu Bei's they kind of got correct. He used two swords, which the other games never went into. They had him holding one sword. In this game, they have one, but it's, I guess it's supposed to split in two. I don't fucking know. Well, I guess the other games kind of went into that. They had the animation that made it look like it was supposed to split in two, but it never did. It just had the sword, and then in the middle of it was separated. So it was like when you slice through something, it had a gap in between the two blades. Like that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry enough about that. Yeah, they have some of like the major characters' weapons correctly. Like Cao Cao just had a sword. He had a really, they called it it's like a rapier, but thinner. No, well, yeah, pretty much. Just not with the fancy ass hilt. I don't think Zhao Tai is in that game, and Zhao Tai is my favorite character. Zhao Tai is he's not a samurai because it takes place in China. I don't know if you know this, ninjas and samurais are Japanese, goddammit, they are not Chinese. Both Japanese. Stop it. No. China has martial arts, not ninjas. Okay, they might have ninjas. I don't fucking know. All I know is that usually ninjas originated in Japan. Or some such things. I don't know. Usually I'm better with this shit. It's just way too early for me to dive in to all that. This is longer than I wanted it to be. Anyways, really what I'm trying to say is that I played a video game that butchered my entire like childhood in one video game. Because it was just that shitty on its information, on its weapon designs, on its character and dialogue, and on its storyline playthrough. In Dynasty Warriors 3, you used one character, you went through the entire storyline. That character should have died earlier on in the storyline, but you could change history by making him last longer by playing as him. I mean, it's a video game, fuck it. Dynasty Warriors 6, you have 6 stages where you play through each of that character's major battles up to the one where either he was supposed to die or where or up to the one before he's supposed to. It's you play his biggest battles, not necessarily the ones that he dies, but the biggest ones of that clan, like the Shu, Wu, and Wei. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Wei and Shu had both. Shu and Wei were both had emperors during the Han Dynasty. Shu had Liu Bei, and Wei had Cao Cao. The Wu never had an emperor. Well, they did, but it was of the Wu Empire. It wasn't of the Han. Like, it wasn't like a big, like a, I can't. Let me rephrase this, because each clan, the Wei, Wu, and Shu, are actually empires. I apologize. Liu Bei being the Shu emperor until his son was born, and his name escapes me. Liu Shan, I think. The Wei being Cao Cao until he was killed and replaced with Cao Pai, who failed in keeping the Sima-Yis from revolting, or the Semis from revolting. And then the Wu, well, they just suck. Well, the characters in the Wu were great warriors, but had no concept of strategy, and therefore got their asses handed to them by the Shu and the Wei, because they had the two greatest strategists in the world. And the Wu were just like, yeah, rebels, yeah! That was pretty much their entire fight plan. I've gone too far with this. Moral of the story, open a textbook, play Dynasty Warriors, it's worth it. And Dynasty Warriors is just terrible. No, number 6, not all of them. Just 6. 1 is beautiful, 7 is amazing, and 3 is beautiful. I've never played 4 and 5. I still haven't played it. I can't find them anywhere. I heard it's not worth it, so. Oh, another thing. 6 and 7 have the same person on the cover. I'll show you. Watch. It'll just take a second. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even looking for him because that's just gonna take way too long. It's both Zhao Yun of the Shu Empire. He was a really big part of the Shu Dynasty, actually. He had a gigantic role in it. I never talked about Dynasty Warrior. Sorry, the big last thing. Dynasty Warrior 7's storyline was based on you picked an empire and then it brought you through that entire empire's rise and fall. The entire thing. Starting from the... God, I can't remember what they're called. Yellow Turban Uprising up to the fall of the empire. That is exactly how Dynasty Warrior 7 did it. Beautifully done, amazing, and it switched the characters for you. The storyline did. It switched the characters accordingly. Like, you'd be Liu Bei for maybe 3 stages, and then you'd switch to Zhang Fei and be him for 3 phases, and then it'd be Guan Yu for two, or then Guan Ping, things like that. Yes, I have played way too many of his games. Anyways, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, favorite, subscribe. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me your personal opinions on Dynasty Warriors. And if you agree or disagree with my opinion on Dynasty Warrior 6, if you disagree with me, I'm going to say you're wrong and yell at you. So, choose wisely. This has been Matt from Can I Play Yet? Y'all have a good night. Or morning, in my case.